Hunting waterfowl up in Saskatchewan, well, it's actually become one of my absolute favorite hunts to do. I always joke about that if I wasn't doing TV shows and I could only pick maybe 3-4 hunts a year to do, this would be one of those hunts. It is pure enjoyment. In fact, I'm often joking about why on earth didn't I become just a waterfowl hunter? They have got it made. You get to go out nice and early, you set everything up, you've got usually non-stop action when you're in a good place, and then you get to go back, take a nap, and do it all over again in the afternoon. Deer hunting, we're sitting dark to dark, you don't get to talk to anybody, and you maybe shoot once a week if you're lucky. So I absolutely love waterfowl hunting, and when you're gonna pick a place, well, you want to go somewhere good. And I found that Buck Paradise up in Saskatchewan is one of the premier destinations for waterfowl. I like to go early in the year because you get beautiful weather. You get birds that are not educated. They've only been shot for maybe a week already when we've got here, and it is awesome. So what could possibly make it better? Well, bring my dad on the trip.
Melissa knows I'm a little picky about where I go and where I spend my time abroad, so she usually knows what I like, and she knows I like to hunt waterfowl. I like to hunt bears in Alaska, whatever, but this was a treat for me, and she knew it would be, and it's been great. Everything's perfect.
So I told my dad, you know what? This is a hunt that you have got to come up with me on. It is so much fun, and it is waterfowl hunting like you have never seen. Well, I'm back up in Saskatchewan, and I'm so excited for this trip. Now, the cool part is, well, I brought my dad along. We had some of the best waterfowl hunting up here at Buck Paradise that I've ever seen last year. So this year I thought, why not bring Dad and let him experience it? So we're having a blast out here. It's our first morning out. We've got a nice, cool morning, not a lot of wind. We're just setting up all the blinds. We're gonna have 6 shooters out here. It is gonna be a beautiful morning, and I cannot wait. First arrived here, well, it was just my dad and I. So I told Grant, if you've got some other hunters, we'll take them with. We want as many shooters as possible. So we actually had 6 shooters out there the first day, and I am so glad we did. We got into the geese, we were in a field, and they were just pouring in. And you know what? These are people we didn't know beforehand, but after a morning of hunting, you feel like you've known these people for a long time. So it really does make it fun to come to a new place, to meet so many wonderful people, and to have them right alongside shooting was an absolute blast.
We're laying there, and we can kind of speak lowly, and everybody chips in and says, okay, they're coming 9 o'clock, to our right, to our left, high, low, and then you see the flock come in, and the guide's calling, and the anticipation kind of grows. It's exciting. It's more than just going out and jump shooting a pond or something. It's pretty good.
Well, it has been just a beautiful morning. We have had so many birds in. It is, you couldn't ask for better weather. You couldn't ask for, it's just awesome out here. I'm having so much fun. My dad's right by my side. The sun just came up, and we got to go do a bird count, see how many birds we got down. So it has been a blast. Cannot beat waterfowl hunting, especially up here in Canada. To me, just laying in that blind and seeing them all come in, you just can't beat it. So we're gonna go gather up the birds, make a count, see how we're doing, but so far, very good.
Sportsmen's Alliance, our heritage, our fight, protecting hunting from coast to coast.
Did you know the Sportsmen's Alliance has fought to open access to public lands and to protect those specific lands? They help make hunting a priority on national wildlife refuges and even sued the federal government last year to protect scientific predator management and hunting on those lands. Just another fun fact showing you how sportsmen and women are helping make a difference. When I decided I wanted to do a waterfowl hunt each year, well, I wanted to go somewhere that was really good. So I asked around, everybody said Buck Paradise is the place to go. Well, last year when I came up here, I was literally in awe. We were in those layout blinds and we had geese everywhere you could possibly imagine, just circling and swirling, and it just kept going and going and going. And we were limiting out. By the time a little after the sun came up, we were already done. So we would get to lay in those blinds and just take it all in. The weather's beautiful, laying there, watching the sunrise. It's incredible. And the best part is you get to do it right alongside friends. So you can joke around, you can talk among the blinds, and you get non-stop action. Plus, you get nice big geese, and you also get to shoot ducks. So it really does make for an incredible experience. And after last year, well, I knew I had to come back.
Well, we're up in Saskatchewan at Buck Paradise Outfitters, and we're having a ball is what we're doing.
One of the things that makes Saskatchewan so good when it comes to waterfowl is the fact that they have so much habitat for them. Everything is nesting in this area, and when they start flying south, well, they haven't seen hunters yet. We're their first stop, so it makes absolutely incredible hunting.
Oh, we saw tens of thousands, I think. I mean, our group filled out on geese like nothing. I mean, we had a lot of great shooting. The guide called them right in. He talks better goose than a goose, I think. So the cameraman was directly behind me the first morning, and the sun hadn't even come up yet, and I'm not really proud of it, but I really nailed him. A goose came in, I shot. I think I emptied out when he was directly over my head. I killed it. I looked, glanced back, and the cameraman was grabbing for his camera, and instead of getting the camera hit, he took the hit. The goose landed on him. It was kind of funny. I don't think he thought much of it, but oh well. I'm sure if Melissa could get another cameraman somewhere along the line.
Well, we're wrapping up an awesome morning. And we're out here, we're shooting the blindside, Winchester blindside, and we're actually shooting it in a BB. Almost everything we're going after this morning are geese, so this is perfect. Decided to shoot 3-inch shells this year. No need for 3.5s, we get them right in. And I've got the brand new SX4s out here. Now, this is my first time using them on a hunt. Absolutely love them. And as you can see, I topped it off with an EOTech, and sometimes people might wonder, now why on earth would you do that? Well, I don't waterfowl hunt that much, and I put an EOTech on my turkey gun, and I love it. Talk about fast target acquisition. You've got a red dot with a circle around it. It is awesome. We had great shooting this morning. The sun just came up. We're limited out already, and honestly, you cannot beat waterfowl hunting in Saskatchewan, especially when you get to do it with family. So awesome morning. Cannot wait to keep going, and what a great start. Whoa, yeah.
Winchester Deadly Passion is presented by Hard-Hitting Easton Arrows, Golden Triangle Whitetail, Winchester, the American legend, National Deer Alliance, HHA Sports, the leader in single pin technology. Scent Killer Gold with Hunt Dry Technology Plus. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt. Rage Broadheads, leading the evolution in lethal technology. Convergent Hunting Solutions, where experience, innovation, and passion meet. Sportsman's Alliance, protecting hunting from coast to coast. Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler company. And Moose Utility Division, your leader in ATV, UTV accessories.
I think one of the reasons I love waterfowl hunting so much is the fact that I grew up with it. My mom and dad took us out before we were even old enough to hunt, and by the time I turned 12, well, I could not wait for Youth Day.
Before she even got her first gun, my wife and I took her and her brother out duck hunting and goose hunting, and they loved it. They never complained. We usually brought some treats along and stuff. We didn't really push them, but they just grew into it and they love it. I think Melissa enjoys the same things I do. I didn't really push her as a kid, but I always kind of brought her along. It's something we all enjoy. I think it's a great family thing. We've done real well with it, and I'm real proud of everybody.
They would take us out and I would shoot and shoot and shoot. And I learned which ducks were too high, which geese were too high, but I shot a lot of shells in the meantime. But that's what makes it fun for kids, getting out there, experiencing it. And that's one of the reasons I love and promote Youth Day, is because it's all about the kids that day. My mom and dad weren't shooting. They were focused on making sure we had a fun time, that we were safe, and it obviously made an impression for the rest of my life.
What makes me really proud is the fact that she's introducing kids and helping young people and girls, boys, doesn't matter. She's non-discriminatory. But she's done a good job of that, and that makes me proud. Wow.
Or this. Look at all the mass on there. One of the nice things is when you're done in the morning, you get to come back to camp, rest, eat a little lunch, and then you get to go back out in the evening if you want. Now, a lot of times, you're just looking for ducks. In fact, you can only shoot geese till noon, and in the evenings, just ducks. It can be very hit or miss, and the guide said, hey, there's no guarantees here. We're gonna drive quite a ways, and I think you might get into them, but it's hard to tell. Well, we set up, we had a nice big pond off to our side. We got everything ready, and before we could barely get in our blinds, we already had ducks coming, and the ducks just kept coming. Now, they weren't in huge, giant flocks, but it was literally a steady flow all the way till sunset, and it made it so much fun to go in with not very high of expectations, but nobody wants to sit around in the lodge all afternoon, so we went out hunting, and it was well worth our time. We had a wonderful duck hunt, had a blast, and we got in a lot of shooting. Had an absolutely unbelievable afternoon. Normally the geese are just incredible in the morning and the afternoons. You might run into ducks, you might not. We had just a nice, even, steady supply of ducks all afternoon. Fun shooting. We were set up real close to the water. We didn't have a lot of wind again, but just a beautiful night. Started off a little bit warm, but it just turned out awesome. Absolutely beautiful up here. We're having fun, great weather, and some pretty incredible shooting.
Tip of the Week is brought to you by HHA Sports, the world's #1 selling single pin adjustable bow sight.
I absolutely love waterfowl hunting, and I'm getting ready right now. In fact, I'm up in Canada, in Saskatchewan, getting ready to head out. Now, the one thing I am gonna do, I'm gonna check my waterfowl gun and pattern it before heading out to the field. Now, a lot of times people never pattern their waterfowl guns, but we do our turkey guns, we shoot our rifles, and it's really important, and it'll make sure you have no excuses in the field. Now, on my setup, I've actually got an EOTech on top. Now, the reason why, when I'm turkey hunting, I love having that dot, and it really helps me get back into waterfowl hunting, and that learning curve, it's a lot quicker for me. Not for everybody, but it's something that I like. Now, we're gonna be shooting Winchester blindside. Now, I'm gonna be shooting in BB because most of what we're after is gonna be geese. I've also got 3-inch 2s, so I'll make sure that both of them pattern the same, but if you can get it on with BB, you should be good the rest of the way. Now, as far as the choke goes, I've got a Browning Waterfowl modified choke in, so we're gonna get really nice patterns. And what's important is shooting it. We're gonna shoot at 30 yards, check where we're at there, and if everything looks good, we're all set for the field, and there's gonna be no excuses, just all fun up here in Canada.
Winchester Deadly Passion is presented by Winchester, the American legend. Matthews Archery. Field and Stream, where traditions begin. ScoutLookWeather.com. Download the free ScoutLook hunting app for your smartphone. Rangemaster Trailers, luxury gone rugged. Master Hand Milling, revolutionizing the range. Reinhardt, the best archery targets in the world. Garmin, enhance your outdoor adventures. Winchester, the American legend. S4 Gear. Binodoc, what a cup holder should be. SCI, first for hunters. Binodoc, what a cup holder should be. Waterhole, create water sources that attract and hold wildlife. And Boss Buck, for the most user-friendly and dependable feeder on the market. Now you're getting serious. This segment was brought to you by SCI, protecting hunters' rights and promoting wildlife conservation. SCI is first for hunters, but first can't stay first without you. Join like your way of life depends on it.
Well, we've got a pretty good wind this morning. It's a little bit more than yesterday. We're all set up out in this field. We're gonna get all these brushed in real nice. We got about half the decoys out as of right now. But beautiful morning again. Perfect weather, a little bit more breeze, so hopefully those geese will finish just a little bit more. But it is gonna be an awesome morning. You cannot beat being up in Saskatchewan and having it where you only have to wear a few layers. Love it, makes it super nice. We're here plenty early, so no rush. Should be awesome. Once again, beautiful conditions. We had a little bit more wind, but the crazy part is the geese weren't necessarily flying, but those ducks were flying like crazy. We had ducks all over the place. And usually in the mornings, we limit out on geese right away, and you might see a duck or two, but this morning was totally different. It was non-stop action. They were coming in to our decoys. It was absolutely beautiful, and we had some awesome shooting.
We've had more approaches than I'm used to. This morning we had a great duck shoot. I've never seen ducks come in like that and called in and retrieved. It was pretty amazing.
So we ended up limiting out on ducks. We got a few geese along the way, but it made for an incredible morning and something none of us were expecting.
I've hunted ducks and geese my whole life, but I've never had hunting like this. It's been great.
Well, it has been an awesome morning. We came out here thinking we were going to have a bunch of geese, and we have had one of the best morning duck hunts I've ever seen. We're just limited out on ducks. We still got a lot of room for geese, so we've got a great setup, just a little bit of wind, nice morning, and the ducks are flying. It is awesome up here in Saskatchewan. Everything was perfect. Well, it has been an absolutely incredible trip up here in Saskatchewan. We have had so much fun. We didn't have a lot of geese come in this morning, but overall just an incredible trip. So much fun hunting with my dad. Got to know Doug. We all had a blast together, and it is truly an experience like you have never seen before. Hunting up here at Buck Paradise after Waterfowl, awesome.